All right, so Masai Ujiri comes in as the Dallas Mavericks president of basketball operations and fires Jason Kidd, a Mavericks legend. Yeah, a Mavericks legend. Helped Dirk win a title. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the five greatest point guards of all time. And honestly, I thought he was one of the 12, 13 best coaches in the NBA. Two Western Conference Finals, one NBA Finals appearance. He lost to Boston in 5 games, but this is in with the new, out with the old. And if anybody wants to say that Jason Kidd has any part in the Luka Doncic saga, I don't know exactly what to believe and what not to believe. But the team being bad last year when they traded him, or after trading him, even though Luka was hurt when they traded him, and then struggling this year with the rookie Cooper Flagg and the roster and the turnover, Kyrie out, Anthony Davis getting traded. That's not on Jason Kidd. It's not a reflection on him as a coach. I think it's a little disheartening. I understand Masai Ujiri wanted to bring in his own guy. That's totally normal. But this isn't like the Chicago Bears, Matt Eberflus, Caleb Williams situation where you have this talented quarterback, rookie quarterback, but he's paired with the wrong coach. Like Cooper Flagg was in great hands under Jason Kidd. Did it start rocky, choppy, bad? Yeah, he had him playing the point guard. He had never had any NBA chops in general, and now he's got him bringing the ball up. But he addressed everybody on that topic in the media. Hey, man, did any of you play point guard? Do any of you understand what it's like to handle the ball and have this type of pressure on you and how much better it actually makes you be as a basketball player, how much better it makes you become when you're handling the ball and you're in charge of the decision making? He understood that. And honestly, it looked phenomenal later in the season. It paid dividends for Cooper Flagg and his development and his growth, very similar to what he did with Giannis. I know that Kidd has had some, awkward moments as a head coach, but I don't feel like this is one of those ones where you bring in a new GM and he objectively should go get his guy. Because I don't think Jason Kidd was the wrong guy by any means. And I think because of the chemistry with Cooper Flagg in year one, there wasn't that breakable bond with with Caleb Williams and Matt Eberflus, where they had to fire him after Thanksgiving. There was more of an unbreakable bond that felt like these two are going to work together. He is going to help develop this young player. Just as he did with Luka. I know Luka started with Rick Carlisle, but I don't love I think I just like Jason Kidd, and so it's making me not love the move. But like the part of me that is just, flabbergasted as I read a tweet, it says Patrick Dumont authorized Masai Ujiri to make this decision. Patrick Dumont doesn't know right from left when it comes to fucking basketball. Doesn't know a damn thing. Same guy that said, "Yeah, hey, I didn't realize the impact it would have on the Dallas Mavericks fan base when we traded Luka." That's because you don't know anything about anything. So I think, when I read stuff like that, it makes me a little bit more annoyed. But this is very much like we got rid of Nico, who made the blasphemous decision. And now this was the last piece of that era of Dallas Mavericks, part of the Luka Doncic, Nico Harrison era that we're also going to get rid of. Jason Kidd will be a head coach in no time. I mean, he was being asked by the New York Knicks if he wanted, if they could get him to come over after last season when Luka was traded and the Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau. They were trying to poach him, and he said no. I mean, I bet he severely regrets that if he knew what he knew now. He's got 4 years, 40 million left on the deal. There's no better job in America than to be a fired head coach, to be a former head coach that was fired from your job. There's no better. I mean, he doesn't need the money. Obviously, he coaches because he loves basketball, and because I do think Jason Kidd has proven to be a talented basketball coach. I mean, you look at what he did when they beat the Thunder in 6 games in 2024 when they made their run to the finals. They're in pursuit of that title, and you saw how they were able to limit SGA and take advantage of the experience that Dallas had and acquire PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford mid-season and incorporate them and make them work like immediately with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. That's not easy to do. I think that his track record speaks for itself. I know if you go down the line of the last few Dallas Mavericks seasons, they go missed playoffs this year, missed playoffs last year, NBA Finals in 24, missed playoffs in 23, the notorious missed the play-in, and then they drafted Derek Lively, and then 2022 lost in the Western Conference Finals to Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. I think he was 205 and 205 wins and losses as his time with the Dallas Mavs. I just think you got to nail the hire. Like if you're getting rid of him, no, he's not Eric Spoelstra. He's not Tyronn Lue. He's not among, the five best coaches in the league, but he surely isn't in the bottom half by any means. And I think that Masai Ujiri's got to have someone in his back pocket to go and make a decision like this, that he wants to get the job. I mean, Phil Handy has been around Kyrie Irving and been an assistant with the Mavs. Frank Vogel was the associate head coach on this Jason Kidd team this past year. Underneath him, obviously, he was the championship head coach with the Lakers in 2020. I don't know what direction he goes in. Maybe you go back to some of the 2019 Raptors coaches that were with Nick Nurse. I think I read Adrian Griffin was on that staff, but I can't imagine them hiring him. I thought I had it pulled up here, but yeah, it was Adrian Griffin, Sergio Scariolo, and Nate Bjorgren. And Phil Handy was also an assistant on that Raptors team. So, does the connection with Kyrie Irving and the relationship with Masai Ujiri, does that put Phil Handy in that position? I don't know. I don't know. I think Phil Handy leans more towards being a player development guy. I don't feel like I've ever heard him express. I'm sure the ultimate goal when you're in the coaching space is to be a head coach. I just think the relationship he has with players and the player development he does on the side feels like more of his passion than the X's and the O's, but I could be completely wrong. I have no reporting on that. But he could be a candidate. I'm just trying to think. Jared Dudley is the other guy, because he spent a ton of time with the Mavs and Jason Kidd. He was with Denver this year, but he's been climbing the coaching ladder. Maybe he's a candidate. But man, I was unbelievably shocked, like just so completely thrown off that they would let go of Jason Kidd. I can't believe I'm so stupid for not even just considering like, oh, new owner or new management. Hey, maybe going to want to bring in their own guy. I think I just thought in my brain, Jason Kidd is Jason Kidd. You're not going to fire him. He's more than good enough, more than competent for this job, and to help Cooper Flagg, this young superstar. I was totally naive to the fact that this would be, a real option, and it sure is a real option. I was about as surprised with this firing as I was with Michael Malone taking the North Carolina job. Just whoa, major whoa. Does Billy Donovan go to the Dallas Mavericks? You could give him a young piece like Cooper Flagg. He gets one more stab at it after, some tough times in Chicago. I personally would love to see Billy Donovan go back to Florida and flip the Orlando Magic into what, the juggernaut that they could be. But he very well could be among one of the top candidates. He's one of the best available coaches on the market. So we'll see. This was crazy. And I feel bad for Jason Kidd, but 4 years, 10 mil. Or 4 years, $40 million owed. He'll be fine. And I'm sure if he wants to coach again, he 100% will.